We got 2 success stories today, and one of them was a one-on-one, the other one wasn't. The other one, she just watched the videos and applied. So I will start with the one-on-one first and then to the next one. So I'll just be reading it like I always do. She said, "Girl, I never thought I'd be the one writing a success story and sending it to you out of all people. I used to read these every day, trying to figure out what exactly people were doing that I wasn't. Like, what was I missing? But now that it actually happened, I know it was nothing. Well, maybe discipline, LOL. My SP and I broke up last year. It wasn't dramatic. He just all of a sudden said he needed space, and I was broken. I freaked out for weeks, and I checked his socials every day, overanalyzed everything. At one point, I was so exhausted that I was just done. That's when I found you and started applying what you talk about in the way that you talk about it. I started seeing manifestation as just living deliberately like you say and not some magical quick fix. At first, I honestly didn't believe affirmations would do anything. I thought, how is talking to myself supposed to change what he does? I used to visualize, script, meditate, do every single method you can find online, and nothing worked. Well, nothing worked. All of those things would still work if you were to be persistent in those things, because you know what? Let me just continue. But nothing worked. So I decided to try it your way, simple and consistent. The main thing I started doing was speaking to him directly in my mind, and yes, it really did feel different. Not full-on conversation, just sentences throughout the day, like, you love being with me, you can't stop thinking about me. After a few weeks, I was feeling a little more like myself again. I kept affirming, and it eventually started to feel like I was describing my reality instead of creating it. I love that. Then his best friend randomly viewed my story after months. I didn't think too much of it, but I remember smiling and saying, yep, it's working. Girl, that was him. That was so him. That was not a friend. That was him. Maybe through his fence account. About a month later, I was out with friends and he texted me, literally just, hey. We talked randomly, nothing deep or nothing deep or meaningful. We ended up starting texting more and then seeing each other again. He told me he had been thinking about me for weeks before he finally decided to reach out. He said it felt like he couldn't get me out of his head, and when he said that, I smiled because that's exactly what I have been affirming for the whole time. Now we're officially back together and things are actually better than ever. He's way more affectionate. I know everyone says this, but you really do just need to persist. And girl, I get it now. That's it. Nothing fancy. I affirmed and I persisted. And to everybody, if it feels impossible, please just keep going. It's working even when it looks like nothing is. I promise it's that simple. Short and sweet. I do just want to get back to what I started to talking about. Where was it? Right. I used to visualize, script, meditate, do every single method you can find online, and nothing worked. So I have to be me, Jay, being Jay. It would have worked. It still would have worked. Every single method works if you persist in it. It doesn't matter if it's, well, I can't say affirming is a method. I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't. Affirming is just you living your life deliberately, right? So I'm not going to refer to affirming as a method, but just for the sake of this video and conversation, whether that is affirming, whether that is scripting, visualizing, phone call method, whisper method, whatever, it will all work. You just have to be consistent. You just have to be persistent in it. That's what, a lot of people that are manifesting SPs or whatever it is that they're manifesting, that's the only key ingredient that most people are missing, is the consistency, aka the persistence. It's not about the method, it's about how consistent you are with what you're doing, not about intensity, consistency. It's not about affirming 50,000 times, it's not about affirming 10K in one day, it's not about doing all the methods, it's just about even having one single affirmation, but persisting in that affirmation until you get it. Simple and consistent, and that's all you need. Simple and consistent. Now for the second one, let me just find it. Hey Jay, I wanted to thank you for being my support system without even knowing. So a little context, me and my SP were in a relationship for about 2.5 years, and we started long distance a year ago when he went. We were the most powerful couple, and breakup was never an option until this year, when he broke up with me suddenly for some reason, and he started hating me. He blocked me everywhere, deleted our pictures. That time I also tried manifesting, but I couldn't control my thoughts. Then in August, I saw your video how you manifested yours in 7 days. It brought so much power in me that I just took out my journal and made a plan of things that I'm going to do. I did everything you mentioned with some of my own ways also. I did your EFT tapping twice a day, which really helped me get through all those emotions. And then I used to do, I can never say this. And then I used to do Ho'oponopono twice a day, the forgiveness prayer. Ho'oponopono twice a day instead of the phone call method. And instead of the phone call method, I looked at his pictures in his eyes and said my affirmations to him. Then doing meditation 20 minutes in the morning, at night, and really sitting in those feelings. In 2 days of doing this, my SP called me to see me. I was really happy as I was going to see him after 3 months. But the meeting didn't go as I planned. He came to only return my things. I cried a lot that day and locked myself for hours, but then I gathered courage and persisted. I affirmed a lot and also did the whisper method before sleep with my daily method. So the next day I get a call from my SP that he is coming. And the funny part is that in my whisper method, I imagined him saying in my ear, "I miss you." And he came to me the next day and whispered in my ear, "I miss you." And I was shocked. Now things are finally better with me and SP, and he has started loving me more, and I affirmed a lot. It took me no time to get what I wanted. Whenever I felt anxious, I used to put your 7 days video, and it sounds like the horror movie 7 days. Anyway, I used to put your 7-day video, and I used to feel better. I saw nothing all this while, but only your videos. I also did the bay leaf and candle rituals for this. I wanted this very badly. I couldn't have afforded him leaving me. 3D was always in my face, but I chose to persist and not to care. I'm so grateful to the universe and you, Jay, and to everyone. I would like to say miracles do happen and you make them happen. I love how you said that. And first of all, my love, be grateful for you. You did this, not me, not the universe. You did it. And see, this also just proves that we have the one-on-one that worked with me. And she, did all the methods before, and now she just chose to, stick with simplicity and persistent affirmations, right? Speaking to him directly and all of that. And she got her SP. We have this person, and she wasn't a one-on-one. She just watched the videos, applied everything that she, heard from me and others, and she was persistent. Even when, her SP came and, just returned her stuff, instead of giving up, instead of taking it as, the end all and her, the break of her, she persisted even through that. And that is what made the shift, because she felt such strong emotional, charge within her that she used that as fuel to amplify what she actually wanted to experience. And so she persisted more and more, despite of having those feelings. And the next day he came. So, and plus she used, what did she say? Bay leaf and candle rituals for this. So obviously you guys know I don't talk about those things, which again just proves to you it's not about what you do, but you can blow cinnamon through the door, like I always say. You can write on a bay leaf, you can write your SP's name on a red candle with a red pen, and the honey method and the whisper method and all the methods. You can do all of it and it's going to work for you, but you have to be persistent no matter what you do. Like I said once, 2 years ago or whatever, every time I see a tree, I see my SP, or every time I see a tree, my SP thinks of me. If that is your assumption, then that is your assumption, and that will be true. Like you will get evidence of that. So it's just a matter of being persistent no matter what you do. That is the whole point why I keep, repeating myself like a parrot, first of all. And I always say, just persist. Like if literally, I never have to do any video ever again. Literally, all I have to do is just sit here and say, persist. If you ask me a question, persist. Persist. But Jay, what? Persist. Jay, how do you persist? Jay, how do I persist? Jay, is it possible? Yeah, persist. Persist. It's all you gotta do. It's all you gotta do. Persist. You got this.